Welcome to Dulcimerica.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Dulcimerica. My name is bingfutch. I'm in the backyard of my house here in Orlando, Florida. Just got back from tour and shooting some Dulcimerica episodes specifically to help you play a bunch of neat tunes that I don't hear in the jams a whole bunch. That one right there is called Twinkle, and I'm going to show you how much fun it is to have this flat picking and strumming thing going on together. But first, I'd like to talk to you about Patreon. Patreon helps to keep this program going. It helps to keep me going on the road and in the studio. It's an amazing thing, and you might have heard about it and you weren't sure exactly what it is. Picture a big warehouse, and in that warehouse are a whole bunch of artists, and they all have these channels. They are dancers and comic book artists and videographers and actors and musicians, and they all have these channels dedicated to what they do. And the money raised goes to helping them continue to do what they do, just like the patrons of old in the 16th and 17th century. Well, Patreon is basically the 21st century version of patronage, and it gives you a direct link to your favorite artists, and you can help them create the stuff that they create on a daily basis. So with me, for $5 a month, you can get access and download for free all of my CDs, all of my books, all the videos, all of my teaching materials, and all of my tablature, just $5 a month. Plus, you get everything that I do every single week. That means videos like this, new tablature, cuts from my upcoming records, and pages from the books I'm working on. So I thank my patrons, and I want to thank one in particular right now. That's Kelly K. Evans. Kelly, thank you very much for becoming a patron. You guys have been so amazing this summer, helping me to continue doing what I do without having to worry about how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to take care of all the money and the bills for the streaming that goes on and all of the cloud-based storage and upgrades to the computers and all of the gear and software? Normally, I'd be really freaked out about this sort of thing, but because my patrons are there, I don't have to worry. I can relax and just simply create and know that everything has been covered. It's amazing, and Kelly, I want to thank you and all of my patrons for being such a huge part of what I do every single day. And if you are considering becoming a patron, just go to this little URL down here, patreon.com/bingfutch, and I would be grateful, very grateful, if you would join us and become a part of my art every single day. So here we have got this tune I learned from Terry Lewis. This is called Twinkle, and it's a handful. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's got a lot of stuff going on. But much like the last tune that I taught, Nixon's Farewell, this one has a bit of a hybrid approach to it, a dynamic approach that involves both flat picking and strumming all the way across the strings. So let's first take a look at the melody and chords and how to put them together. Much like Nixon's Farewell, we're going to start on the bass string, but we're going to use a lot more notes here on that bass string. We'll start with 2, and we're going to go down 2, 1, 0, and then walk right on back up to 3. Then we'll pluck open on the middle string. Sorry. Oh, here come the cicadas. All right. So we are going to start off by going 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, open on the middle, 1 on the middle, open on the melody, 1 on the melody, then 2, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's a lot of notes on a lot of frets right happening there. Let's do that again. that is the main riff of the tune, and it's a good idea to play that over and over again before you progress any further, because that's the biggest handful really that you're going to run into. So I'll do it a couple of more times here in sequence. Notice what fingers I'm using. Once again, 2 fingers and a thumb. I tend to have these fingers live: middle finger at the 1st fret, index finger at the 2nd fret, and thumb at the 3rd fret. And no matter what string I'm on, those are the fingers that I use, so that when I get to pieces like this, I already have the muscle memory and the touch built in for it. So as I come down, watch my fingers. They're going to live at these spaces. Okay, I'll do that again. And again. And one more time to keep it nice and square. Okay, next part, we're going to hit that middle string, and then we're going to do a hammer-on in a 3-1-0 G major chord. So we'll hit 3-0-0 first, and then the ring finger is going to come in and hammer on at the 1 on the middle string. The pinky, depending on how you make these chords, you may use different fingers, but for me, the pinky is going to come in and get the next melody note at the 1st fret on the melody string. So we're going to hit that melody string without any assistance first, open. Then the pinky. And then the line is. So we're going to pick 1 on the melody, open on the melody, and go back to the middle string where our finger is still down from playing the G. Now I use a pull-off with my pinky to save a pick stroke like this. Let me do that again. So instead of me picking another time here, I'm using my pinky to save a pick stroke. And that was just by design, it wasn't by design, it was by necessity. So you may pick again, or you might use the pull-off there. If your pinky's not strong, it's going to be very difficult to do. We'll try it again. Okay, then we hit the middle string with the 1 on it, and then open strum. From the beginning, it goes like this. Melody is going to be on that open melody string. Second time through that. Bar 1. But we want to play the middle string first, and the rhythm is this. We're going from middle to melody on the 1st fret. Thumb comes in at 2 on the melody string, and then we go to a 1-on-1 chord. So again, when you're playing this, you're going to want to flat pick this as opposed to strumming all the way across, since our melody string our melody is on the middle string. And because our melody is on the middle string, typically you don't want to play anything higher than that because it will bury that melody. So even though we're barring all the way across the 1st fret, we are really going to be flat picking through that. Again, second time through in the A part, second half of the A part, it's going like this. Here comes our riff again. Same way we did it the first time with the G. Do that last part again. 2. And now we're holding an A chord, kinda, by also playing through notes of the A chord. So we start off with a 1, 0, 4. And don't bother with that middle string. You'll see why in a second here. Sorry. 103 is what we're looking at. A7 chord we're doing here. My ring finger is going to come down after we hit the 103. Ring finger will come down and hit the melody string at the first fret. Okay. Then the thumb will come over and get the 2 on the middle string, and then it'll go open. So we go like this in that sequence. And then to your open strum. And that's the end of the A part. A part in context all together now. Two, three. Two, three. Two, three, four. That's the A part. The B part, which is a lot easier, but has its own little quirks, is we're going to start up here. 2 on the melody string. Our pickup notes are, and then downbeat of the B section is this: 4, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 4, 2. I'll play that now. Okay, here's our little tag for the B part. 4, 5, and then we want to anchor with the bass on the first fret, bass string. We've got 4 happening here, which goes down to 3. So let's do that again. Okay, same melody, different supporting chord. We're doing this with A7 now, and the melody actually is going to go a bit low. So it's the same movement, but the melody is going a little bit lower right now. We'll go like this. Ring finger picks up the 1, thumb picks up the 2, and slides to 3. Then it goes 3, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3, 1. So in context, four, 5, 4, 4, 3, 2. Then we go back to the original way we did this at the beginning of the B part. Make sure you end on 2, and then do your open right before this little cute pit right here. So open, we do a partial D major chord here, with 5 on the middle string, 7 on the melody string. We're going to walk down the melody, keep this in place. We're doing a chromatic walk down there from 7 to 6.5 to 6. The melody is going to continue down to B at the 5th fret, and then we get a G major chord, or L-shaped chord. And out of that G bar, and note, I always bar my L-shaped chords because you never know when you're going to need that melody note. We don't need it here, but out of habit, I always bar my L-shaped chords just in case we ever have to jump down to the melody string where the bar is located. So after our cute little walk down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 7, 5. And then we're going to go, we're not doing anywhere now because there's a helicopter flying by. We live right by the executive airport and by a hospital. I believe that's a medevac going right now. I hope they're okay. Okay, so we've got 2, 3, 4, out of the G chord, 5, 5, 7, 5, and then open with the 4, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. So 2, 3, 4. I've discovered while teaching this on the road this year that the stretch from the L-shaped chord of G, reaching up for that 7, has been problematic for some people. We just need to have this melody note right here at the 7th fret backed up with a G chord. There are other ways to do that. You could simply move your G, this L-shaped G, from a 3, 3, 5 to a 5, 6, 7, and do it like this, instead of making the reach. So you have an option there. So going back to the way I've been doing it. Pick up notes 2, 3, and then we're going to go 1, 0, 4, melody string action, 3, 2, 1, open. B section in its entirety going like this. Two, 3, 4. And that's the B part. That push rhythm happening with our chromatic walk down is a little tricky. Push rhythms tend to be where a downbeat or a melody or a phrase will start on the and of 4. On an 8 note, the last of 2 pairs of 8 notes, last beat in the measure, that ties over into the downbeat of the next measure. So again, that you can do it straight or you can do it with the push. Here it is straight. Okay, that's straight and that's perfectly acceptable, but I think it's really super cool with the push, and here it is with the push. Got a big wang biz sort of a sound to it, you know, it's really kind of cool. So either one of those will work. So let me go ahead and play the A part and the B part in context. And we'll talk a little bit about selective strumming and how to provide rhythm for this without getting too deep. Because we want to go once again back and forth between flat picking and drone all the way across. Here we go. between the cicadas and the guy next door chopping logs or whatever he's doing over there, I hope you guys can hear this. So, let's talk a bit about the selective strumming, when to flat pick, when to go all the way across. Largely, you can play the first part of the A part by strumming all the way across the strings, but you're not going to get a whole bunch of definition. It's really hard to hear the individual notes because you've got all three strings going all at the same time. So it's really a better idea to flat pick them and use a selective strumming. So instead of going all the way across the strings, just go back and forth over the individual strings where the melody is taking place, and then move your positioning across the string so that you're focusing just on the string where everything's happening. And then use your discretion to bring those chords in. Typically I do it when I bring that G major chord in. There's a little bit of that coming in with that bar at the first fret. I don't want to do it the whole time because our melody begins on the middle string. Once it's established and once it comes over to the melody string, then you can really lay on that some more and bring in the transition between the E major, which is what we're going for there, and the A major there. Coming back around. Right there, we're kind of counting our way to the next segment, the next downbeat. So I tend to avoid the melody string and put all of my emphasis, all my extra strums on the bass string and on the middle string to avoid chopping up the melody any more than necessary. And that's what I'm pretty much doing over there, is just avoiding the melody string. And that is our A section. Then we get into our B section. There's some selective strumming right there, just on the bass and on the middle string. That way you can keep that going without hitting that melody note over and over again. And that is Twinkle. I don't know who wrote the tune, I don't know where Terry Lewis found it, but it is a great tune. And when you get it cranking, it is just really super crazy. But don't crank it just yet. Work on it nice and slow. Work on it with a metronome. Make sure your flat picking's nice and clean before you speed it up, because I can tell you from experience, if you jump into it too quickly, you'll have a lot of unlearning to do as far as finger positioning and stuff like that. So make sure that you take your time with it, really get it under your fingers, and then you'll have a lot of fun when you crank up the speed, because this tune really does rock. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. I got a couple of more tunes to teach you here over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll be starting to get into some deeper stuff. So I hope you'll join me, and I hope you'll take a look at Patreon at patreon.com/bingfutch. Just $5 a month helps support this program and gets you a lot of really, really cool stuff. So thank you again, and until next time, my friends, enjoy what you play and play what you enjoy. I kind of like that. We'll see you next time. Twinkle.